Have you ever received something that wasn't meant for you, but still had your name on it? That happened to me 4 months ago. A small box appeared on my doorstep, wrapped in brown paper, tied with red string. No sender, no address, just my name. Mara. A cold wave of confusion washed over me. It wasn't my birthday. I hadn't ordered anything. Inside was a single white rose, fresh, cold, and dripping with dew like it had been taken from a graveyard at dawn. A tiny note was tucked beneath it. For you, I've been watching. I froze. That was the moment my ordinary life ended. That night I left my porch light on, just to reassure myself. It didn't help. At 2:17 a.m., something moved in the yard, a tall shape, lean, slow, and strangely patient. I held my breath behind the curtains. A figure stood outside the range of the porch light, completely still, like a statue carved from shadow. I tried to make out a face. There wasn't one. Not really. Just darkness wrapped in the shape of a man. He lifted an arm and placed something on the ground. Another box. I stumbled back, heart pounding, as he melted into the darkness like he was never there. At dawn, I opened the door. The second box was waiting. Inside was a photograph of me, taken through my living room window. I recognized the moment. I had been watching TV, completely unaware. On the back, I thought you looked lonely. My blood turned to ice. When I took the gifts to the police, Officer Ray looked unimpressed. Probably a prank, he said. People do weird things online. This person knows where I live, I insisted. He took pictures of me inside my home. Ray shrugged. No fingerprints, no frets, nothing illegal yet. Yet. The way he said it made my skin crawl. On my way home, I felt watched, studied. When I reached my porch, my stomach dropped. Another box. Inside was a small carved wooden figure of a woman kneeling, her head cut off. A note underneath. Don't let them talk you out of believing me. I began seeing him everywhere. Across the street when I bought groceries, behind cars in the parking lot, standing at the edge of the woods behind my house. Always still, always watching. One afternoon I snapped a picture, but when I zoomed in, the figure didn't look human. Its body was wrong. Limbs too long, head tilted at an unnatural angle. The shadow around it too thick, as if sucking the light away. And its face, it didn't have one. Just a blank space where a face should be. The next gift appeared on a stormy night. Thunder rattled the windows as rain soaked the porch. The box was ruined by water, soft, sinking in on itself, leaking something dark. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a dead bird, wings mangled, bones bent backward like something had tried to fold it into the box. Wrapped around its neck was a tiny note. I protect you. Others won't. My friend Leela begged me to stay with her. She convinced me to sleep in her guest room, where she felt I'd be safe. But at 3:03 a.m., we heard it. Knocking. Slow, rhythmic. Not on the door, on the window. Leela pulled back the curtain, and she screamed. The figure stood inches from the glass, its head twisted too far, its fingers long and thin, tapping in a slow pattern. Tap, 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 pause, tap, tap, tap. The same pattern from the gifts. It lifted a new box, pressed it to the glass. Inside was a lock of hair. My hair. Desperate, we called Officer Ray again. He finally agreed to stay in his patrol car outside Leela's house overnight. At 1 a.m., Ray texted me. Saw something outside your old house. Checking it out. Stay inside. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. We heard nothing. At 1:48 a.m., someone knocked on the door. A slow, heavy knock. Officer Ray? Leela whispered. The voice outside was low, wrong, echoing like several voices speaking at once. Mara, open the door. I brought you something. We froze. Then it said, he's gone now. He won't bother us anymore. We didn't open the door. The next morning, Ray's patrol car was still outside Leela's house. But Ray wasn't in it. The car door was open, his radio on the ground. And in the passenger seat, a box. Inside was Ray's badge, bent in half, dented with a perfect handprint burned into the metal. A note. He got in my way. My legs gave out. This shadow wasn't stalking me anymore. It was eliminating competition. Leela and I packed to leave town, but when I opened my suitcase, there was a box. Inside.
This time it wasn't wrapped, just sitting there, shaking. Something inside was moving. I backed away as the lid slowly lifted. Inside was a small creature of shadow, writhing and stretching like it was made out of smoke and bone. It looked up at me with a mouth full of needle-like teeth, but no eyes. And then the lights went out. The house darkened, and behind me the figure whispered, "It's time." He stepped toward me. For the first time, the shadow's form shifted, breaking apart like smoke caught in a storm. Inside that darkness was a truth I wasn't meant to see. Not a man, not a ghost, but something ancient. Something that chooses a person, follows them, protects them, and consumes everything that threatens them, until all that's left to consume is the chosen. You weren't receiving gifts. You were receiving warnings. Its hand reached toward me, cold, endless, hungering.